So we're recording on Monday, so we have no idea if there's any new games out today.
Yeah.
And this is episode 108 of the weekly wrap-up. This is the Midnight Gamescast. We record every Tuesday afternoon at midnight. Then we bring it to YouTube every Wednesday as the weekly wrap-up. That's this right here. You found it. Don't go anywhere. Put your feet up. Don't kill your pets. That's mean. Every Thursday is PlayStation VR. The theater.
Wow.
Seriously, you couldn't get on
caught
board for
the whole meme.
And every Friday is Viewer Takeover when we let you, the loyal Game Cats, let you take over the show. As always, my name is Brian Paul, and to my right, your left, the king of all VR kings, the one king to rule them all, Jeremy King.
Hey, I like that one.
Yeah.
Except if you put me in fire, words don't appear on me. I just burn to a crisp.
Burn to a crisp.
Wow.
Yeah.
And to my left, your right, the one, the only, the beautiful Michelle Verchione.
I like that one. Hey. That's very nice. I wasn't here last week, guys. I missed you.
You weren't?
I was not.
Oh, that's
you know, last week was so hazy because I was still suffering from the PAX. I almost don't even remember what we talked about.
That was awful. PAX wasn't awful, but the aftermath was awful.
If this is your first time watching the Midnight Gamescast, I want you to know something very important. It's a conversational podcast. If you came here for like news and stuff, you're going to be waiting a long time to hear any of it.
Usually around 8 goddamn minutes.
8 goddamn minutes. I mean, at best. You know? Right. You probably have to suffer through a few games of rock, paper, scissors, slap.
Damn it.
All right. And who knows what other nonsensical ramblings you're going to have to listen to while you wait for your PlayStation VR news. The point is fucking get out of here if you don't want to hang out with us and have fun.
Yeah.
If you don't like fun, get out.
Yeah.
But you should probably stay because it might be fun for you too. Now, can we, now that we've gotten that out of the way, right? There's a few people that needed to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They come for the PSVR news, but they stay for the banter.
I thought you were going to say they stay for the boobs.
Boobs!
They're put away today.
They are put away today,
Ooh,
Michelle.
I like your shirt.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, nice shirt.
Pixel Rip 1989, definitely one of our most anticipated PlayStation VR games.
Yeah.
The only thing that supersedes it for me, the persistence. I'm so excited for the persistence.
I didn't know what you were going to say, actually. I was like,
Yes.
I thought this was the game.
Dogs.
Game dogs are a thing,
Game dogs,
too.
They are a
game
thing.
cats, game dogs, game rats living together, mass hysteria.
Game rats?
Yeah.
That's an MK thing. MK introduced game rats. He said he was joking, but I kind of like it. Right?
Game cats, game rats, game dogs.
I ain't
like
no fucking rat.
So you weren't here last week. So what happened to you? You came to PAX with us. Obviously, we all went together, and then you died.
And then I died.
Yeah.
We ditched her. That was what happened.
I actually had to walk home, and it was a very long walk. You know what? I worked really late the night before. I think we didn't get out. I think all three of us.
I didn't
3
get
being Des.
I was rested.
He was
yes, you were well rested, ready to go.
Yeah.
You were the only one who was like, I don't need coffee, and we were all like, screw you, Jeremy.
Yeah, but then eventually he was like, I need coffee.
Right.
I did need coffee. Yeah, it was about 10:30, I would think, right? 11?
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
It was before the show floor opened, I think. You were like, I gotta go kill some time and wait for the floor to open.
That's right.
I'm gonna have coffee.
Anyways, I left work around 1 o'clock. I think I got home around 2-ish, and then my son woke up every hour on the hour till my alarm went off.
You know, if
which
you
is
just
funny
wheel
because
the crib
he usually
outside,
sleeps
you
through
won't do that.
He usually sleeps through the
Well, you
night.
won't hear.
Wheel the crib outside.
He
like
doesn't
outside
sleep in the crib yet.
the house?
Yeah, it's
into the yard.
Right. Put him in the hammock on your porch. We've seen it.
You have not seen him in a hammock.
No.
Is there still a hammock outside? Is that a thing?
We brought it inside for the winter.
Yeah.
We're going to be bringing it back outside. Yes.
But is it hung up inside somewhere?
No.
No, so there's not like in the living room. There's not just a hammock because that's sort of
no.
what
But
I
don't
picture.
think I did not bring
That'd be
that up.
awesome,
Our
actually.
walls are not sturdy enough to
do that.
Walls aren't sturdy
It's
enough.
a really old house. Yeah.
I fear for they can hold the roof though, right?
Only on certain beams.
We're setting up a
8
GoFundMe.
goddamn minutes.
GoFundMe because we're all scared of Aiden's living conditions. The walls are
not
For a
sturdy.
hammock. Damn it.
It's craziness.
Yeah. Anyways, lack of sleep. Went to PAX. Really long day. Lots of standing on your feet. And I pretty much just died. and that was that.
There's no in between on these levels. I'm getting, you're either like through the roof or you're really quiet. So I don't know what's going on here.
I can't help you with that.
Okay.
Check 1, check 2.
Seriously, what's going on? I can't win.
Oh wow, yeah, look at her.
Yep, all over the place. All right. So listen. There's some housekeeping we need to take care of here. First and foremost, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you don't already. Make sure you click like on this video to counteract all the haters that come over here. Click like or click dislike, and then they go away. Or actually,
Kai's is so sick.
It's getting pretty obvious that some of them click dislike and then stick around for the show. It's like I don't know what that's about. Also, make sure you head on over on your PlayStation 4, the thing that your PlayStation VR and TV are connected to. Usually.
Yeah.
Make sure you go over to the community tab and search for PSVR without Parole Gamecast. And join our community over there. Dr. Doom. He's the moderator. He's going to take care of you. He leads the conversations. He moderates the conversations. He's had to get rid of a few people here and there, but for the most part, we have a lot of fun.
He does a great job.
He does. And he discovered the joys of Jameson's this week.
I was going to say, does he greet you at the door anymore?
He does.
Well, he'll sit there.
I will tell you, now that he's discovered, we were telling people that he'll greet you at the door with Jameson's, and he called me the other day and was like, I've never had Jameson's.
I know, yeah.
And then
you need to have Jameson.
Fast forward about 6 days. And there was a little less energy in his voice. And he was like, Brian, he's like, what have you started with this Jameson thing? He goes, it's the best.
Yeah.
Right. So now
it is the best.
Wait, so you can blame us for corrupting Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud. And so here's the thing. So go join that community because it's like if you want to be part of the GameCat conversation, it's easy to do in the comments, like underneath these videos. But then, like as new videos get posted, the conversations continue all over the place.
Yeah.
In the community, at least they're always in one place, and that's the hardcore GameCat community. Like that's
it's the solid 10% of the actual 15,000.
Because congratulations to us, we did hit 15,000 subscribers this
Confetti.
week, and we're just about at 1,500 members in the community. There's no sparkles.
Damn it!
Never.
Damn hippie.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. So okay, that's most of our housekeeping, right?
Yeah.
There's a few things happened. This should be part of Viewer Takeover, but Viewer Takeover is going to run along, so I want to get this out of the way now. I want to make sure we thank the people who need to be thanked, and that is first and foremost Troy Powell.
Yeah.
Loyal GameCat Troy Powell, who's a member and leader of the band Furnaceborn. He's the lead singer, he's a guitar player, and produced the album too. Go over to facebook.com/Furnaceborn. This is heavier than anything I listened to, but I still enjoyed it. And it has songs with titles that I think we'll all get a nice enjoyment out of. I was going to say a kick out of. First song is called Christ Abortion. Big fan. Second is Zombie Fetus, and then a little lackluster is the third one, guys. I think you should rename this one Ancient One. I was like, how about you call it Real Fucking Old Dude or something, right? Just to kind of go along with the trend.
Theme.
But thank you so much. Includes bonus track Eaton. I didn't hear Eaton. I was like, what's going on?
You didn't wait for the bonus
You didn't wait to 13 minutes? Remember that used to happen at the last song? Just keep going.
Track. Yeah. Thank you, Troy. Like, really appreciate that. It's so crazy. Like we have viewers, GameCats, who are so talented.
There's so many of them.
So talented.
Incredible.
And we're just I love seeing this kind of stuff. And hey, why not fucking pimp it on the Gamescast? You know,
right?
You guys are loyal GameCats.
And our other sponsor,
yeah, right.
Well,
what is that?
Since you bring it up,
Maxwell House.
I was going to ask about that.
The light blend.
So
that's the most caffeinated.
Is it?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
The bean is roasted the least, keeps the caffeine in it. The longer the bean is roasted, the darker the taste, but the less caffeine because it's burned out. Light roast for the most caffeine.
Jeremy will be back next week for the rest of Barista Podcast. So that actually comes from, I'm assuming, this is a weird one, right? Yeah. The last time I got coffee in the mail, it was from Amazon.
Yeah.
It came with a note from Aimsplat GameCat, a.k.a. Adam Hansen, saying, dude, thank you for everything you do. I know you love coffee. Here's a fucking giant bin of coffee. This one,
you're like, I do love coffee.
I do. I'm like halfway through that one, right?
Yeah.
And then this showed up yesterday.
Oh.
But with no note, also from Amazon. So I can only assume it's also from Aimsplat GameCat, aka Adam Hansen. Thank you so much. You are a very handsome gentleman. He knows the joke about that. We had an inside joke. It's so funny. But if it's not please let me know who actually sent it. And please send notes with things.
What if you just took someone's mail and they're really waiting for their Maxwell house next door?
P.O. Box 133, man. It's I got a Without Parole Games P.O. Box. It was addressed properly.
All right.
Also, that showed up in the mail.
Yeah.
From Thailand, from Jedi
shit.
VR
Awesome.
GameCat. Hopefully, you guys can see this. Maybe I'll have to zoom in on it. Does it look okay?
It looks all right.
Good.
Yeah.
It's like it's a backpack. It's printed on both sides with our. Look how
It's insane.
It's
It
insane.
feels good too.
Yeah, the quality.
It's good quality.
This is
super
like
soft.
underwear
super
quality,
soft.
you know, like really nice quality
Jeremy be
underwear.
making these into
You
boxers.
can wear these into like hobo underwear. But yeah, these things are awesome. Look at that.
Why do they have to be hobo underwear?
And I kind of want to make this
if you
into
had a-
underwear for you, and we're gonna get.
But it'd be
pictures.
all loosey and goosey, you know, and you'd be
kinda wanna-
with
I kind of want pictures of
cords
Jeremy
hanging
in
around.
Without Parole underwear. So he sent
I'd
like
do it.
15
I
of
feel like I
these
could do
things.
that.
Obviously,
I would do that.
obviously there's like 4 of us, and some of us like would like to give it to maybe like one other person or something. But like now we got to figure out what to do with the rest of them. So
Yes.
in the future, just know when we talk about Without Parole
Maybe we'll do
backpacks,
giveaways.
or what? It's not a backpack. What are they technically called?
Aren't they
I
usually
don't know.
like basketball backpack kind of things? They're not backpacks, so you're right.
I know
It's
what
like,
you're talking about. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know, yeah. That,
I don't
like,
know, but I'm gonna be using this as my purse from now on. This is awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
wicked
No,
cool.
it looks amazing. And actually, I figured if you blew the image up that big, it was gonna like start distorting and like pixelating.
Yeah.
It didn't.
No, it looks
It's
fantastic.
fucking great, yeah.
Yeah. It's very strange to be a cartoon character on anything.
Yes, it is.
Right?
All right, so that part of viewer takeover is over. Let's get back to weekly wrap up.
Thank God they're awesome characters, too. Can you imagine if it's like all 3 of them were awesome, but the one you had was like,
Yeah, right.
but they're all awesome.
If you guys don't know, Daniel Tay is the loyal game cat that did the artwork for this, and we're using it everywhere. It's on our pens, it's on our business cards.
Yeah.
It's now on our backpacks.
Why wouldn't we? Yeah.
Why wouldn't
Right.
we? So thank you, Daniel Tay, and thank you, Jedi VR GameCat. You guys are fucking awesome, and we know how much money it costs to send things to other countries. So sending that from Thailand, we know it was a fucking fortune.
Yeah.
Oh my
so
God.
thank you so much,
Thank you
dude. We
very
really
much.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
God, so many people to thank all the time.
Right?
This should have been in the wrap up, but we totally forgot to say it. Reggie, the main dude over there at Strange Game Studio.
Yep.
He's the guy behind Honor and Duty. Right?
Yeah.
Awesome game. It's, for super duper cheap, you can go and play Honor and Duty in VR with your aim controller. It's so much fun, and the dude patches the thing almost every single week, so it gets better and better and better all the time. That said, coming up soon will be Honor and Duty 2 D-Day edition, right? Honor and Duty 2 D-Day, I think it's being called. We need some beta testers, but the problem is that he needs PC VR gamers. So if you've got a fairly powerful PC, enough to like play decent VR games, then make sure you comment down below. And Dr. Doom will find your comment and then submit them all to Reggie. So we don't dabble much in the PC VR.
But we do have some viewers that definitely do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to be part of the PC beta,
I'd be
of
very
Honor and Duty
surprised
2,
if nobody PC'd.
exactly. So leave your information in the comments. Maybe just your email address. You don't have to like give us your social security number or anything like that. It's just, the bare minimum. And then Doom will get in touch with you.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. Last week on the PlayStation Store, I'm assuming maybe we should talk about video games.
I think maybe.
Okay.
It's about time.
15 goddamn minutes.
Operation Warcade came out.
Yep.
That's sort of a homage to Operation Wolf.
It
Yep.
looks awesome.
It is kind of awesome. You stand
Yeah.
at the arcade
does look pretty
machine.
fun.
You can use the aim controllers, move controllers, or the DualShock 4.
Why wouldn't you use the aim controller all the time, though?
I gotta be honest. I like the aim controller, but using 2 moves, and one of them is like, oh, you're throwing a grenade with this one, and you're shooting with this one, and then sometimes you shoot a power up, and something got like 2 Uzis, and
Yeah.
crazy. It feels really good. And
Okay.
when you're driving, sometimes they'll like send you into like a first person, like a more immersive section of the game, where
Yeah.
like suddenly
Right.
you're driving a Jeep or something, and so you're like, one of your move controllers, you just put it on the steering wheel, and you're driving, and the other one you're shooting out the window at people. I was
Nice.
like,
so
this
cool.
is fucking phenomenal. Now I really want Grand
Right.
Theft Auto in VR.
Right? Or now Far Cry. Any of them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can you say Far Cry again?
Far
Far Cry. We also
got me again.
We also get Time Carnage.
You mean Time Carnage.
Time Carnage? I got one syllable that I use. So Time Carnage is interesting. It's like the thing with this game is that it feels like it reeks of quality.
Yeah.
right? But it just doesn't reek of anything special.
Substance, maybe.
Yeah, it's cool because it has some real cool challenge modes.
Yeah.
And the arcade mode is like fully customizable, so you can like decide what kind of enemies and like what kind of guns you want to use, and it's all this cool stuff. But just getting through the game is boring. You go to there's like 16 different levels.
Yeah.
And each level has 10 waves of enemies.
That's a
And
shitload.
16 different levels. So how long is it?
16 levels.
Okay.
And
I
then 10
I meant like how many?
Time-wise,
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends how good you are.
16 different
It's
levels.
just,
All right.
It's technically just a couple hours if you blast through on your
Yeah.
first try. But by the end, the 10th wave of each level, you're like, and each one's like a different time period and like a different setting. So you get different enemies. But it's like...
The idea is cool.
The idea is cool, but like the gameplay itself, it doesn't change at all. You're like, I'm shooting a dinosaur instead of a zombie. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, cool, I guess.
What point in history were there zombies, though?
The best point...
What'd you think?
I mean, I'm going to call that 2020.
It's
AD.
terrifying if that ever happens.
Very close.
Nostradamus has
It's
predicted.
very close.
It's all over, guys. The zombie
You
apocalypse.
heard it here
2020
first.
sound.
The zombie apocalypse is right around the corner for sure.
I don't want that
what
to
was
happen.
that sound effect? What?
Do you think zombies
That's
will
a
like
2020
VR?
sound, remember?
Oh, the show 2020.
Right? Wasn't
my
that it?
God. Yeah. I think
Oh, was that Current Affair?
That's what it was. Because it was the triangle that spun.
I
Dong.
swear we talk about video games.
No, never.
We did. We got that
18
out of the way.
goddamn minutes. Also, we got Super Amazeballs. Now, this game's only $5. On Steam, it's $10, and it comes with 5 less levels. But on PlayStation VR, it's only $5. You get 25 levels. It is.
That's a pretty awesome deal.
We did a live stream.
Yeah.
Right, and I was like, maybe if I just do a live stream, I don't have to do a review. But I really want to do a review because it's so much fun. It's like you're like twisting this whole track. We watched it on theater, right?
Yep.
You're twisting the whole track. It's like a big ball of maze, and you get this marble on there, and you're trying to get it to the exit, and you're flipping it
We all
upside
played
down
that,
and twisting it.
that game, with like
Labyrinth?
wooden box.
Yep.
Yeah, the
Labyrinth.
labyrinth.
So it's like that, but in a big ball with tons
Sarah,
of twisted and
come
like
back.
roller coaster things and
Yeah,
stuff.
I remember that.
It's awesome, but what the best part about it for me is the sound that the marble makes going through the track. It's like this, just like this really realistic sound of a marble going over wood and plastic, and you can.
Yeah.
And it's like therapeutic. It's phenomenal. It's my favorite part of the game because I'm just like gradually making this thing roll around, and it's so zen-like.
What does it sound like when it falls off? Is there an
It's
end?
like- it's
Do you ever hear it hit the
satisfying to
ground?
hear.
Or
No,
is
it
it just
falls off. Yeah.
Oh,
But
see, if you heard that, like,
the sound? So yeah,
That would be
that
pretty
would have
much
been,
it.
yeah.
down there.
Exactly. Although I did turn the music off because you couldn't hear me over the music on the live stream. So like I think that's the best way to play. The music's fine, but I turn off the music and go into
You
that
just
zen-like
really
state.
enjoyed
Yeah.
And finally, probably the highlight for a lot of people was Rick and Morty Virtual Reality, made by Alchemy Labs and the guys behind Rick and Morty.
Yep.
I had Des review it. He wasn't a huge fan.
Yeah.
A lot of dislikes on that review.
Yep.
Yeah, which is fine. It's like we get it. There's some hardcore Rick and Morty fans out there that can't accept the fact that it's just not that good of a game. It needs some work. I think with a couple patches, it could be great.
I feel like you would like the game more if you're more of a Rick and Morty fan. I mean,
It's true,
Makes sense.
but also Des is a huge Rick and Morty fan.
oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
Well,
is
then.
why I didn't review it and Des did.
Well, watching his review and the gameplay, I can see his frustration with that thing that you threw that mirrored your movements.
Yeah.
But like he said, it was kind of broken because if you were out of reach, that thing could not reach it because it was
Right.
just,
It kind of takes the fun out of it if you're just getting
Yeah.
frustrated.
So obviously when Des does a review, I'm the person playing the game for the footage, and I didn't listen to his review before I captured the footage.
Oh.
And so when I was afterwards, I was like, man, I hope because I only played like the first 45 minutes. I don't want to spoil anything when I do a review. And so it was perfect because as I'm listening to his review and like grabbing footage from my gameplay,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I had that happen here. Let's put it over here. Oh, I had that happen too. Let's put that over here.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. So it wasn't just him. It's everybody.
Right.
For $30, that's the biggest problem. Is
Oof.
that
Yeah.
it should be it's like a $15 game at best.
Yeah.
And they're just charging way too much for it. And hopefully there's some patches and it'll be great. But this week, here's the deal.
Wah, wah, wah.
We're filming this on Monday night.
Yeah.
What you got kids and
Yep.
they are on.
I do.
Jeremy's
Where did I leave them?
but they're on break,
Yep.
right? April vacation or whatever.
Yeah, with all the rain.
Yeah. So with
All the rain here.
The rain.
all the rain.
Ice cold rain in this April.
Oh, it's
what are we?
been
April
awful.
showers.
It's been
16th?
atrocious.
But
No, it's been
April showers
April
bring
snow showers.
May flowers.
This was like April's slush rain shower. all
I swear
day.
it's gonna snow in May.
How many
This
inches
is
flash?
awful.
They closed down Route 9
Yeah.
for a portion of it because
Not
of the
Route
flash.
9.
They did.
That's craziness.
I know. You know what? I wonder if all these VR games aren't releasing this week because they're avoiding God of War.
Of course they are.
You know?
Yeah.
Sony didn't want to. You know,
We
why
don't
would you?
actually know what's happening this week until tomorrow.
So here's the thing: we are recording Monday night. That's what I was getting at. And according to the PlayStation blog and pretty much every contact I have, there's no games coming out for PlayStation VR this week. That said, there are rumors that Cool Painter VR will come out. I've been in touch with those guys, and they kind of promised me that we'd get the game before it comes out.
Okay.
As of Monday night, I don't have the game, so
Not this week.
So I don't believe that that's the case.
Yeah.
But the thing is last week there were 4 games.
Yep.
Next week there's like 4 games.
Yeah.
It's like I just why would you load up last
Here's
week
some,
and load up
here's
this
some,
week
here's some,
and then
there's
just have
none.
nothing this week? Why wouldn't you like intersperse them?
Yeah.
I mean, can they really be that scared of their own game, God of War? Really?
Well, that's huge. Maybe God of War. Do they have like an agreement where no other certain platform games can be released in a window when their game? Can they do that?
Maybe.
I mean, I feel like they could do anything.
They can do whatever they want.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe there's other reasons.
I guess. What do you think, Michelle?
What do you think, Michelle?
Let me tell you what I think. I think we should begin this episode the way we begin every episode, with a little game of Should We or Shouldn't We, where we put 90 seconds up on the clock.
Yeah.
It's 90. It's my favorite number.
90.
It's
90.
90.
Not 60
91,
anymore.
It's 92. It's 93. It's 94.
Snarf.
Clock up on the
snarf.
counter, the way that Brian likes it.
Yo, listen. Brian's getting
Whoa.
it so little these days that he'll take it on the counter.
Whoa.
He'll take it on the bed. He'll take it on the sofa. He'll take it a lot of places.
And we have 90 seconds to tell you not about that, but what we have been playing or watching. And whether you, Gamecat, should be playing or watching as well.
Well,
All right, who wants to go first? On your mark, Michelle. I was gonna say get Des. Why did I? On your mark, get Des. All right, we're out of here. We're going to get Des.
yeah, let's go get him.
On your mark.
He's waiting outside.
On your mark. Get Des. Go.
So
That's a thing now.
I
is a
played
thing now.
Planet of the Apes game, the Crisis of the Apes. I
Crisis
think
on
it's
the
what it's
Planet
called.
of the Apes.
Crisis on the Planet of the Apes. I would have got one of those. Yeah. I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. It was a little frustrating at first with getting used to walking. You play as an ape, and you, like originally you walk
Please,
like until I figured out that I can just kind of go like this and not have to do all these crazy motions, and the game got a little better for me.
Yeah.
Cheater, yeah.
Ape cheater.
Ape cheater. Well, you can still walk that way. It's just fine. Anyway, so you basically gang up with a couple other ape friends, and you try to escape. They're doing all like experiments and all the apes and everything, and you're just trying to escape, and you're climbing through like the ceilings and on poles, and it was actually a little exhausting in some parts. But you get guns, and that's where it actually becomes fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I played like the first 30 minutes or so, and it was just kind of dragging along, and I wasn't really having a good
Even
time.
The climbing sections are like, okay.
I wasn't having the best time,
Yeah.
Some of the climbing was okay. I mean, you can look down and be like, oh yeah, I feel like I'm up here. It's cool. But yeah, once you get the guns and you actually start shooting people, that's when the fun actually happens. So definitely it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Yeah?
it should be. Should be.
Should we?
How much was it? I forget.
And
Help me out here. How much was it?
it was it's like it's a $15 game, but it was on sale for like 33% off. So like $11, not even. $10.
I would
Yeah.
should we on the sale.
Yeah.
Yeah,
on
on
the
the
sale
sale
price.
price.
For $10, I'm like, all right. It's like it's cheap enough where you're not taking a huge risk, and as long as you know what you're getting
Yeah.
into, there's like zero replayability. Once I was done, I was like,
I wouldn't
done.
play it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had fun while I was playing though, so it was
Excellent.
worth it.
Cool.
Cool.
All right.
Jeremy,
Are you up next? Yes, you are. On
Hey,
your mark.
good.
Get Des. Go.
Go. So, Jeremy is going to talk about something un-VR related.
first.
He had no opportunities this week to play anything. So sorry about that, guys. But
Go
so
on.
I did two things. Number one, I don't know. I've told Michelle and you, and on the show, I've told how amazing I loved season 1 of Legion. Thought it was great. Season 2 started up. Tomorrow night will be episode 3. So the last 2 episodes so far, I think this season, way more trippy, way more kind of insane. At least the first episode was really wacky. But they all of a sudden, kind of this last episode, slowed some things down. You're kind of getting a sense of the story. I don't really want to spoil it for anybody, but you watched it as well, correct?
I did watch it as well,
And
yes.
I really like how they're teaming the Shadow King up with Legion to find his body and kind of more or less take down whatever is really going to take down and kind of kill everybody in the future.
it's insane.
Yeah. So it's awesome. I definitely, you should for season 1 without a doubt. And season 2 so far, yeah, absolutely.
First 2 minutes of the first episode.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told you. I knew you'd love it.
Yeah.
And then I started watching Lost in Space on Netflix, the reboot of the show, of course. And so I watched the last 2 episodes. And I got to say,
And stop.
What are
so
you gonna
far,
say?
Nope, I'm sorry. You got vetoed because on your mark, get set, and go. I've also been watching Lost in Space.
all right.
And,
Good
and
timing.
I've got to say, like, I never watched the original series.
on my list.
All I remembered was like, horrible film quality and really bad special effects because what from the
I only
60s
watched
or
the
something.
movie.
Ranger.
And it was
Ranger.
I've never even seen the movie.
Oh,
right?
the movie's great.
And
Yeah, Gary Oldman was in the movie.
and it was and I remember like the stupid looking like typical like sci-fi 60s looking robots like danger Will Robinson
Yeah.
danger right. And so I was like is this based on that? It's called Lost in Space. Why would they call it that if it's not
Doctor
based
was
on
such
that?
a pervert.
Right.
He too like. He was, yeah.
And so I was like I don't know. I'm like I'm just gonna put this on and go to bed.
Yeah.
3 episodes later, I'm like still glued to the TV, being like I gotta go to bed, man. Like I like drool or going on my mouth and shit. And I gotta say it's really good. You like it?
I think the robot is kind of
See how I
corny.
don't have to actually talk during my time. Yeah, I'm good.
like
Yeah,
what
you're
you did
setting
there.
me up.
I don't like the robot.
The robot's corny.
Yeah.
The other stuff, I like the turmoil. I mean, the daughter who's trapped in the ice,
Yeah.
she's fucking kind of really upset about that secretly, and I like that. They don't just kind of forget about it, you know what I mean?
No spoilers, though.
I
It's
do
on my
like-
list. I'm going to watch it, too.
Yeah.
No, he's not
This-
spoiling anything.
No, there's aspects of the show that are definitely very interesting, which is what kept me going. But I couldn't get over the robot. He's just kind of lame so far.
Yeah, but I feel like there's a lot of room for improvement.
It's like
Right.
Lost. Doesn't it mirror image Lost?
I was
of
thinking the exact same
tremendously?
thing because at a certain point you're like, oh, there's way more to this planet than I thought there was.
Yep.
And stop. It is. I think it's going to be a much better show than it lets on.
Okay.
And in the flashbacks are very Lost-like.
Lost
Where
the
you
sections of the plane, the
Yeah.
different things of the craft.
So you learn about the characters through flashbacks.
Yep.
And I think this is going to be an excellent show. And
But the robot was just kind of a no-go for you, huh?
but
No, he's just lame the way they portray him.
he's
Yeah.
he's a no-go for me too. But I think there's something.
Hopefully.
There's something there because it can't be the one dry spot of the show.
Yeah.
Like there's
Right.
obviously they have something.
He's
planned.
the key. It's
Yeah.
like, what is that? Their John Locke, or is that their smoke monster?
Yeah.
I mean, they got the chicken instead of friggin', what's his face is Walter's dog. I mean, Kate is kind of like Parker Posey, the character who's portraying the doc.
Okay.
The doctor. They got all these people playing. It's very Lost-like.
It's good. I don't want to talk about it anymore only because I don't want to ruin anything for anybody.
Yeah, good, because
Yeah,
I will continue
and
watching.
and on top of that, like I've only seen like the first 3 episodes. So,
Yeah.
like, I'm speculating on something that's already out there.
Right.
It's like, well, most of you guys probably
Already
more than us
finished
about
it.
it.
They
Yeah.
probably already
In the comments, they're already typing. They're like, "This happens, and the planet blows up, and the robot's amazing.
Everybody dies.
He's the key to everything. The
Will
robot's
loses
the
an
best."
arm.
The robot is John Locke. Turns out,
Spoilers.
kicks off his helmet. It's like, "Hey, John."
He couldn't walk, but then they attached his legs back. See?
Oh.
It is like John Locke.
This is insanity. Also, this is now the last podcast.
That was such a great show, but I'm not going to get into it.
All right, there's a bunch of PlayStation VR news that we got to get through.
Is there?
there-
That is the podcast.
Yeah, right. There's
Until coffee lost. I don't know.
there's some coffee podcast talk. I like it. So the great news about today, the biggest news is Cold Iron, the quick draw game.
Yeah.
I do it every time. I use 2 hands. It only
You
uses
do.
one move controller, and I go like this.
You would have never
and then
made
I
it
go,
in the West.
No.
Yeah, you got too much going on.
No, but Des taught me something.
Yeah?
And that's like you do use the other hand, not just to steady their aim, but to flip the
Yeah.
what's it called?
The hammer. Trigger.
The trigger. Hammer. I don't own a gun.
Right.
Can you tell? All right. But Cold Iron was overpriced when it came out. That was the biggest flaw in my review. The biggest flaw I mentioned in my review. The biggest flaw in my review was that
I mentioned the price.
the biggest flaw was
Right?
that I used this weird voice, and it was really strange. And people were like, "Why is he using a weird voice?" No. So
You should just talk like that for the rest of the podcast.
So it was $20 when it came out, but now we're reviewing this right here. It's now $13.99.
What? Say that again?
$13.99.
Wow.
So not only did they drop the price by $6 whole, but they're also coming with a huge content update, a free patch, basically. And it included a ton of mini games, training modes, all sorts of things like that. Better graphics, so like on the Pro and on the PS4 standard.
So they dropped the price and made it way better.
Way better. Like they almost doubled
Thanks,
the amount
guys.
of content, and then they cut the price. And I feel for these guys because I have no idea how well it sold. But knowing the price point and knowing what I felt about the game, I'm like, it probably underperformed. And I really, really hope that this change and the additions help it succeed. So if you haven't checked out Cold Iron yet, go watch my review with the knowledge that there's more to it for less money.
Yeah, really.
And know that his only flaw was mentioning the price.
Not where voice are you? So check it out. It's definitely a should we. Highly recommended. I can't wait to see what this team does next. It's catch and release. They're a great team. Also, Code 51 Mecha Arena. That's coming out April 24th.
Same day as what?
Dead Secret.
That's right.
That's going to be an awesome day. So Code 51, I know a lot of people, it's like, it looks very Briggs-like.
Yeah.
But, a little different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited for it. I'm actually even more excited for Dead Secret. And that's going to be an awesome day, April 24th. Then April 28th, just 4 days later, Rage Room is coming out.
Nice.
Room.
Yeah, Rage Room. I checked out the reviews on Steam.
Yeah.
Kind of mediocre. But I think this is a game that we could have a lot of fun with because you just go in and you basically beat the fuck out of crash test dummies with different weapons, and it looks just like goofy fun. And man, if they didn't add content by the time they brought it over to PSVR, I don't know what they're thinking. So hopefully it's even bigger than the PC release. Then announced yesterday, also known as today for us here in this room, a game called Pirate Flight. Got announced and with a release date of May 1st.
Pirate Flight?
The video is showing right now, and it looks phenomenal, but very low budget phenomenal.
Okay.
You fly around.
We didn't watch this on theater.
Like an air
We
pirate?
didn't, because it just got
Because it
announced
just
today.
got announced.
We've never heard of it before.
Air pirate ship?
Yep. And so you're flying through rings, and you just but basically.
What's the perspective? Or could you not tell from the trailer?
I'm not totally sure, to be honest with you. I watched the trailer, and now I'm like confusing it with 7 other things.
Okay.
But it looks a little on the low budget side.
Okay.
But as we learned from like Ultra Wings that looked super low budget, the sense of flight was still there.
Yeah.
Right.
And flying through rings and Ultra Wings was phenomenal. And just shooting
Yeah, you had
stuff.
a lot of
I
fun
don't know.
with that.
So I'm curious to know what the price point is on Pirate Flight, and I can't wait to get my hands on it because I don't know. Even if it's a smaller budget title, I'm totally down. It's a very, very independent team. So if you're watching this, guys, reach out to us. We want to play it. And then finally, Zing, strangely not Crossing.
Not Crossing.
It's called Zing, The Land Beyond.
Yep.
Is finally entering Sony's certification process,
Sweet.
which we know can take quite a while.
Quite a while.
Or it can take very little time, depending on how good your game is, or how well programmed it is, I guess.
Push to the front or...
We've been waiting for Zing for a long time.
Yeah.
This game was announced before, way before PSVR even came out. It was announced for Project Morpheus. It's been out on Steam VR for quite a while, and with amazingly positive reviews.
Yeah.
This is a big game. It's going to take hours and hours and hours for your life to complete. It's puzzle-oriented, but it looks like the exploration aspect is going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
Awesome.
I'm super excited for Zing.
Yeah.
Yes, not Crossing.
No.
I feel like it should be Crossing.
Even if it was Crossing.
It looks like...
Yeah.
That's all I can see now that you said that, too. Yeah.
Well, yeah, somebody in, I think...
In the comments.
Commenter
Right?
Self-Destruction.
What if you where do you pull this from?
I don't know. Wow. I was with my parents the other day, and they were in like Viewer Takeover was running in the background, and then my parents were like actually mentioning, they're like, oh, look at that name, because they were like weird, funny names, and I knew every single one of them. I was like, oh, I can tell you a little bit about that person, that person, that person. I don't know. It's the only thing I have space for in my brain is the game cats. All right, you guys. I think
Not
that
a bad
pretty
thing to
much
have space for.
does it for another episode of the weekly PlayStation VR wrap up.
Yep. I was going to say theater.
Wraps up the wrap up.
So make sure you come back tomorrow for the best 20 minutes of your week. PlayStation VR
Theater.
As always, I'm Brian. That's Jeremy. This is Michelle, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right, this is what, episode 108?
Yeah, I don't know.
You have no idea. What are you doing?
Okay, it's episode 108. Supposedly no new games.
That's right.
Okay. So,
Sorry.
okay.
I was just looking at the writing. Wow.
108, no new games.
Yep.
I just wrote it and I can still read it.
Yeah, nope, that's great.
Don't ask me what it says tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.